Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm glad you showed up. To let's draw some silly faces. Okay. Now, one of the things I want you to kind of keep in mind is that everybody's got two eyes, two eyebrows, a nose, one mouth, ears, right? Make sure you have all of those components, but you can make them as silly as you want. If you want somebody to have their tongue stuck out, go for it. Just so long as you make them as different as you possibly can, right? Different color hair. One has clothes on, one doesn't have a hat on. That kind of a thing. That will so when everybody sees everyone's different, when people look at the picture, they're going to go, well, I see that. You know, I see what this artist is trying to do. Anyway, so we're set to do the silly faces. Okay. So, and before we get onto that, I would just want to do a shout out to the Arts Council of Oklahoma City. They are, if you've been watching my videos and the other artist video, and there's so many videos that they have produced since the, not being able to go to school and everything. It's real cool. I just want everybody to kind of, keep in mind that this organization is trying to do the right thing and give you guys some creative things to do while you can't go to school, right? That's really important. One last little thing is, and I've said it before, but I hope you've got all of your materials ready, right? And pencils, erasers. No matter how good you are, you may use an eraser. You may need to use an eraser. But anyway, let's begin. Okay, how I start out with my heads, my faces. What I would like for you to do is make like two kind of egg shapes. That'll be your basis for your heads, right? And you might want to put some lines down like this to make it look like necks, right? So what you might want to do is start out with the hair, right? If you're going to make one girl and one boy, you can, I think I'm going to make a mohawk on my guy, like that. He's got a mohawk. Have any of you out there have ever had a mohawk? I'm going to give him really, really large ears. I had family members that called me Dumbo when I was a kid because my ears were so big. It used to drive me nuts. Okay. And over here, I'm going to make somebody that's got like pixie ears that are sharp on the ends, like that. And I'm going to put really big eyes on, well, that kind of looks like a space alien there, yeah. You know that it's really, getting back into talking about art and stuff, there are photographers, fine photographers, who spent their whole career seeking out different looking people and photographing them and making them look kind of almost normal, right? Does that make sense? One of my favorites is an artist, photographer. Her name is Diane Arbus. She used to go and get photographs of like, back a long time ago, they used to have these shows at carnivals that showed really weird looking people, people that had 3 arms and stuff like that. She used to go in and make photographs of these people to document what she felt was beautiful even though it wasn't normal looking, maybe, it wasn't the beauty, right, that we all think beauty is. She found beauty in the unusual. And I always thought that was so cool, that there was somebody out there that was seeing things and making art. Usually when you think of art, you think of beautiful people and beautiful landscapes and that kind of a thing. But to go out of your way to normalize or make something beautiful out of something that's not traditionally beautiful, what people think is beautiful, right? And I don't know, I just thought that was such a really, really cool way to look at the world. And reading about her and her subjects, everybody that she photographed loved her because she didn't see them as being ugly or different. She saw them as being unique, something special. And I just love that, because we all are real special. I don't know, this thing is getting kind of crazy over here, but that's okay. There we go. Some bushy eyebrows. There we go. Boy, he's weird. Have you ever heard of the term polar opposites? And somebody will go, those two kids are polar opposite. Polar opposite is real easy when you think about it. When you think of the polar regions of Earth, right? We have the Antarctic, and then we have the Arctic Circle at the top. And when people say that you are polar opposite of someone, what they're saying is that you are far, 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 far apart. You look different, you act different, you laugh different, you eat different. I mean, you're so, so different. So if you ever hear the term polar opposite, think of that. Think of these two people and how different they look. That's that term that I learned a long, long time ago, kind of what that meant, and so. But I used to hear that term all the time. Okay, I'm going to give him real squinty eyes. With big eyelids, little tiny eyes. And I'm going to give him really, really. Again, you can do anything that you want here, right? Two different people that look different, really different. There we go. I know, pretty silly, but they do look different, okay? And to make them real different, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using my color, and I'm going to make this guy blue. You don't have to go with natural hair color or natural skin color just so that the two are really different. That's what I'm trying to get you to think about. But even looking at these, the things that make them different are obvious to us. The color, this one has really big lips. This guy has no lips, right? But guess what? Look at that. Look at it a second time. They may look different, but they both have ears. They both have eyes. They both have eyebrows. They both have a nose and a mouth. That's something that they have in common, right? I just think that we need to be We should always be aware. We should always be, smart about the people that we meet. But I think that as you get older and you're out of school and maybe you're in college or you've gotten a job or something like that, and you start meeting people, whether you know it or not, you're going to be meeting all kinds of different people from your family or you. Yeah, you're going to find people like you and like your family. But to me, and I think that's why I really love traveling, is meeting people from all over the world that have different ideas than I do. Just because somebody has a different idea than I do doesn't make them a bad person or wrong, right? And so it's something to think about. It's something to think about that one of these days you're going to be able, whether you really like it or not, you are going to be meeting all kinds of people. And I say, give them a chance, right? You may learn something new. You may realize that even though they may not look like you, they think like you. They like the same games. They like the same movies. They like the same pizza toppings, right? It's like you can't, I always talk about my grandmother and how wise she was, even though when we were little we thought she was kind of a loony grandma. Love my grandma. Don't send me letters complaining that I'm dissing my grandma. No, I love my grandma. But it's an old saying. It says, don't judge the book by the cover of the book, right? The cover of the book may be boring and dumb, but the book may be amazing, right? And it's the same kind of thing with a lot of times with movies. You see the trailers on them and you're going, I don't know about that. That doesn't look like the kind of movie that I would like. And then you end up watching it because your folks are watching it and you're sitting there and you're going, hey, well, this is kind of cool. So it's always good to give people a chance. And, when you meet new people and they're different than you, you're going to know. You're going to know if these are good people or not so good people. You'll know. You'll be smart enough to figure that out. How's it going? How's your silly people coming? I bet you can do it. These are almost like caricatures, meaning they're kind of exaggerated portraits of people. Anyway, I hope you're having fun with this. Make these silly. I want silly pictures here. Keep in mind that if you feel like you don't fit in, give yourself a couple of years. Things will change for the better, I'm sure. Anyway, I've run out of time. Thank you for spending your time with me today for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.